Hey guys, what's up? Another trucking adventure, and let me start up my truck right now. And we got some really good things that we're going to be talking about in this episode. Well, we all been waiting for the new consoles, and it seems like Sony might be making their move first, even though they said it would be better to go last. Now, did they say that to kind of maybe scare Microsoft a little bit, where Microsoft thought that, they were going to go, maybe sometime in the summer or, and talk about the PS4 or whatever. But now they're going to get the first hype for the PS4. And that's going to say a lot, actually. So, I don't know. We're getting really close to these new consoles, and I just hope we don't have to run into that dreaded rumor that everybody's worried about, is no used games on these consoles. The rumors going around about the PS3 and the Xbox 720 that they will not allow used games. However, that rumor was going around with the PS3 as well, but that did not come true. It does. We do know that they are looking into that technology. Will they implement it? Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But you do have to keep in mind, they're developing it for a reason. Now, the PS4, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good console. I haven't really been keeping up too much on the chips and everything, but from what people are saying is that they're going to have a better GPU than Xbox. They're going to have like the highest end NVIDIA graphics card. But I think people are saying maybe the Xbox will have a better CPU. So who knows? Maybe the PS3 will look a little bit better, but maybe there'll be some games that might seem a little bit, might seem like they're running a little bit smoother, or it's hard to say how these games are going to come out with. With the Xbox having a better CPU but a worse GPU, and vice versa on the PS4. A really good GPU, but we're questioning the CPUs. Now, I'll say this, okay? I think some people probably put a little bit too much weight into these CPUs and GPUs. This one's a little bit better than this one, whatever. It may also come down to, does it really make that big of a difference, really? It's not like it's next generation or anything like that when you are comparing these CPUs. I mean, I'm on a laptop, a 2-year-old laptop, and I'm still playing the top PC games. I'm running, when I'm not recording, I'm getting about 30 frames per second. Maybe on medium, some games on high, so give or take a little bit here and there. But right now I'm recording. You guys won't see this, but Bandicam's telling me I'm at right around 30 frames per second. Usually drops down to around 24 frames when I'm recording. But right now I'm at I'm not driving right now, so that's why I'm probably getting 30 frames. But let's start moving and see what we're going to get. And there's probably not a lot of stuff on the road, and just some basic trees. But the PS4, it's gonna look interesting. Okay, I'm just hoping they don't put that crappy, no use game thingamajig into the system, because I really think that will ruin the system. And if they do that, Microsoft could probably come out and say, yeah, we're going to allow used games, and then that would kill the PS4. So maybe they're not going to say anything. Maybe they will. We don't know. But who knows? Maybe they were also talking to Microsoft. It's like, hey, if you guys do it, we'll do it. So you don't know if they even if they're even having closed meetings, like a secret society of the video game Illuminati or something like that, and they don't tell us. But anyway, I'm kind of excited about the PS4. It seems like we're going to get our first big announcement. Now, they're not saying what it's about. They're just saying February 20th. But come on, what else are they going to talk about? They make a big announcement for this. They got nothing else. I mean, the Vita's already out. The PS3's, you know, it's on its last leg basically as a, you know, as a current generation console, and nobody's even caring about the PS2 anymore, whatever's left of it. And let me just pull over here and get some gas. Alright, pull up. Make sure I stop. Shut off my engine. Oops. And there we go. That took a long time to fill up that tank, I'll say. But anyway, the other thing that I want to talk about is Gabe Newell, you know, the guy that owns Valve, the company that you know, created Half-Life and Team Fortress and all those goody-goody first-person shooters and so on. You know, Gabe goes to a lot of colleges, I guess, and he talks about video game business and, you know, whatever is like in the industry. And I actually did see a video on him. Somebody posted, I think it was on YouTube, a really long time. I almost took a wrong turn, not looking at the map. But you know, Gabe talks to a lot of young kids in college and so on, and gives them advice and stuff. And you know, the article said that, you know, Steambox's competition or its downfall or something like that will not be the other consoles. He's saying that it's going to be Apple. So does he know something about Apple? Now, technically, Apple does kind of, and when I say this, I mean kind of does have a video game console already in the living room. Let me explain. If you have an iPod Touch or a iPhone or an iPad or whatever, you can stream your game to a Apple TV. Like if you have Asphalt 7 or whatever, Asphalt 6 I think did it too, you can stream the game right to the Apple TV and the game will show up right on the TV set. So, you know, iPads, iPod Touches, iPhones are really, really big, but they just haven't been that successful at selling the Apple TV. Maybe Apple has a new marketing plan. Maybe they're going to have some type of a deal. You know, buy an iPod Touch and, you know, get an Apple TV for $50, something like that. But and I think the reason why Gabe Newell is saying this, because he knows how successful Steam is because of the Steam sales and the distribution that they can offer their customers. You know, I've talked about this before and before. I mean, I've gotten some great deals on Steam. And to tell you the truth, like, you know, you may be watching this video for the first time. I'm not like a really hardcore PC guy. There was a time in my life where I was a hardcore PC guy, and that was like way back in the 90s. Kind of like, I want to say 97 to 2000, or, you know, for about 3 to 4 years I was hardcore PC. And then the reason why I kind of like got out of it, stopped doing gaming for a while, I picked up another hobby basically, and that was collecting old cartoon shows. And the computer that I built, it was pretty much being used to record all the classic cartoons when I was a kid, like Thunder the Barbarian, you know, the classics. And I was recording those off of Boomerang, and, you know, I was learning a lot of basic video editing, nothing like Sony Vegas or, you know, real advanced stuff, but it was more like a PVR recording, you know, people that want to record TV shows, stuff like that. And that's when I was kind of big into PC gaming. Maybe it was 96, 95, I don't know, it was right around that time. But, you know, PC gaming, it kind of died down when I started doing a lot of video recording. And the reason why I didn't get back into it was because I had an All-in-Wonder capture card. and I didn't want to replace the capture card just to play video games because they were kind of expensive. And I was like, I like the all-in-one, and it captures video for me. I had that in the Dazzle too, but you know, now with with the economy and other things, it's like there's a lot of games I missed out because of, not saying I'm hurting for money or anything, but these games aren't cheap on Xbox or PS3. They're expensive. I mean, what was it? A couple of days ago, I picked up like 19 THQ games, because THQ went on business, and there was a super pack sale on Amazon. I got 20 games for like $25, even though I had like $2 in Amazon credit. I got all those games, 20 games. Like, I got Darksiders 2, just to let you guys know. I got Darksiders 2. That is a good deal. That's what I'm talking about, Darksiders 2. And I got, and the good thing about it was Steam took all the codes, so all those games I bought, they're all in my Steam account, so I don't have to, download them from Amazon, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's all, Steam's going to take care of all my updates and everything. But, cheap prices from Steam, really good deals. They update the games for you. Everything is automatic. It's almost like a video game console, almost Steam. Not exactly. There's still, sometimes you do run into a couple of small bugs, but nothing like the old days of PC gaming where you had to get the patches yourself and do all that other stuff. But he does have a point. Because of the Steam business model, it is similar in some ways to what Apple does with the apps, selling apps directly. Yeah, PS3, Xbox, Nintendo Wii, they have digital downloads too, but it's not their main focus to making profit. Their main focus to making a profit is selling you a physical disc. So, it's going to be a little interesting in how it's going to go on. Another story that I heard about is that they picked a director for the World of Warcraft movie. Now, I'm kind of interested in this just because I do like some fantasy. I'm not a big fantasy buff like some people are, but I do love the original Lord of the Rings movies. I haven't seen The Hobbit yet. Heard mixed things about it. Most people say The Hobbit's pretty good, but I don't know. I'm not really a prequel person, but I'm going to make an exception for The Hobbit just because The Hobbit was already, the Hobbit book was already out before Lord of the Rings, I think. Maybe The Hobbit came first, the book series, I'm not sure. But, I'll make an exception for the Hobbit. But most of the time, I'm not a fan at all of prequels. The only other one that I think that's kind of catching my eye is the new Gears of War game that's coming out in April, but that's another story for another day. Let me just look at my iPod Touch and see what other stories I want to talk about. And Own 3D. In case you guys don't know about Own 3D, it was a service like Twitch TV, and the company went out of business. That's pretty sad. Well, they're going out of business. They just weren't able to keep a revenue going and so on. And it kind of sucks when, when these things are happening, and these companies are they can't make it anymore on the web. And there's other video sharing sites, but none of them are really making any money. YouTube has completely destroyed all its competition, except for a few very niche websites that are out there and that specialize in maybe a different type of crowd of people, like Vimeo. They cater toward people that are into cameras and stuff like that. So they have their niche right there. But everything else, YouTube took everything else, just like destroyed it. There was a website called GameV. It was called GV, and it was changed to Game V. They went out of business. It was like you just upload gameplay video and stuff like that. They're completely gone. Wii Games or Wii Game or whatever. I think they're still around, but they're just like, just embed the YouTube code, whatever. They're no longer really around anymore. Kind of what they used to be or whatever. I'm trying to think if there's one of my favorite video sharing sites was a site called Stage 6. It was actually run by Divx, and they couldn't survive either. And when I started MP4 Podcast, I was uploading to Daily Motion, Metacap, VO, whatever. They don't really get you anywhere. I mean, I put videos on Daily Motion. I don't even think I got one subscriber there. Nobody comments that much, but I think they got a little bit of a community going over there at Daily Motion, but doesn't seem like anybody's really thinking too much of it anymore. But so let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Yeah, I think this is the last story of the day. Grand Theft Auto 6. 5, I'm sorry. It's not coming out until September. They just said, hey, we're going to have to push this back. Ooh. I have to go get some sleep here. Let me just see. Yeah, they're going to have to push that back, unfortunately, because of, I guess they're running into some problems. And can I park this truck here? When they do that, they're either like, they got some extra bugs they got to find. Either they want to polish it up, add some extra levels, or something like that. Yeah, this park right here. All right, so what they want to do is either patch it up some more, or just get those levels up. Add in some extra levels, make it a little bit more fun, and they're gonna have to do something. Oops. Trying to get my high beams on. Whatever, I'll have to live with this one. But yeah, they're gonna have to push it back. Now I'm glad they're actually pushing it back. I mean, I would rather them fix the game before it gets shipped, and then patch the shit out of it, like like Treyarch does with the PS3, and that's another story. I mean, Treyarch, they're not really the best PlayStation 3 programmers when porting Xbox code, I guess. Where Infinity Ward, the original Infinity Ward, they were really, really good at porting the PS3 code. And I remember one of the guys over in Infinity Ward says they actually hired like an extra 20 people to port the Modern Warfare code over to PS3. So, and maybe Treyarch doesn't really have that staff. And also the other thing is, they gotta find the right people to port that code. So maybe the Xbox One is up and running, and the PS3 one, they need a little bit more time, and they don't want to run into a situation like Black Ops, where Black Ops 2 wasn't really that good on the PS3. I mean, it is a good game, don't get me wrong, but it needed to be patched a few times. So who knows what's going on with GTA, whatever. But I'll say this: if you haven't played Saints Row 2 or 3, play those, and just wait for Grand Theft Auto. If you're probably saying, well, should I play Saints Row 1? Saints Row 1 is a good game. However, it's kind of has its own problems production-wise. And where Saints Row 2, they really did address those problems. Or you can play Far Cry 3, or what's the other one I was going to say, Red Faction, even though that's not like you play a criminal. But Sleeping Dogs, that seems to be pretty good. A lot of people have mixed feelings about Sleeping Dogs, and I think they're justified because I'm not that good at the combat, and it's kind of like sometimes the combat can be a deal breaker. But companies like who made Sleeping Dogs, and when they made Saints Row, the first one, those were their first times making these open world games. So they're going to have to learn the ropes of this new type of world environment. And Rockstar created the open world types of games, the sandbox. So yeah, they really have it down pat than everybody else. But look at id. I mean, they created the first person shooter genre, and it took a while for a few other companies to get as good as they were. So we'll just see how things go. But kind of sucks that GTA is being pushed back. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to the channel. Always doing new stories, tech videos, video game reviews, all types of stuff. And just to let you guys know, I like Simulator Truck Driver 2, the Euro version, whatever. It's a great game to play when I need to talk and get ideas out of my head. It's very hard to talk while you're playing like other games, like first-person shooters and so on, and that's why this is my vlogging game right now. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate it, and you guys have yourself an awesome day. Later, guys. Bye.